Umihara Kawase is a physics platformer originally released for the Super Famicom in 1994 while the PC port was released on Steam November 2015. Umihara Kawase has a very mechanically focused attitude, showcased by its simple-to-learn gameplay and hard-to-master level designs, which more than make up for its lack of story. The game is about the protagonist Umihara swinging, rappelling, and fishing her way through abstract levels in order to reach the door at the end. With such a simple premise, the difficulty lies with Umihara's limitations, as bigger enemies kill her instantly and smaller enemies can knock her out of balance. Enemy placement at first glance may all seem standard affair until a couple more playthroughs reveal enemies may spawn seemingly almost random and forcing unfortunate deaths upon players. Umihara isn't completely helpless though, as she can stun these fishes or reel them in to put in your backpack for points. On the surface, it may look like Bionic Commando mashed with a pixelated surrealist theme involving fish. Though the latter is never explained, its game feel is far from Bionic Commando's stiff hook, as the rubber banding effect of her hook can drastically change how certain scenarios can be approached. The elasticity of her hook makes it possible to climb up vertical walls, rappel down platforms, and even use it to gain momentum for a jump. These simple mechanics are paired with the game's open levels, which gives players freedom to finish the level however they want. The mechanic that lends itself to a lot of situations and levels that doesn't strictly dictate a path, it comes to no surprise that Umihara is quite popular among speedrunners. Watching this game on speedruns is indeed a sight to behold, though watching it being played by a not-so-devoted player may turn off viewers from buying or even trying the game. Umihara Kawase may come off as bland or weird to the spectator with its cheesy, happy background music, Umihara's cutesy SD look, and the surreal jumble of aquatic life, huge vegetables, and school stuff scattered on the foreground, topped off with pixelated picture for a background. These are never explained, but that's okay. After getting a feel for the mechanics, the tremendous care for the level layouts more than make up for what feels like it would have been an afterthought if there were any story present. As for the port itself, it's as plain as any PC ports get. Other than the addition of a menu, this port is basically Umihara as it originally stood, which is disappointing as perhaps it could have used more updated sprites and backgrounds to make its eccentricity a little more aesthetically pleasing. Umihara Kawase's strength lies in its ingenuity. Though it was released all the way back in the 90s, it still feels like a fresh idea. Replayability for this game heavily relies on the player wanting to experiment with layouts in order to beat records, or just to see the possibilities of a simple rubber band effect add depth to an otherwise bare-bones game. With the seemingly random enemy placement and the rubber banding physics that can be questionable at times, Umihara is far from a perfect game, though it's not hard to imagine that it does what the creators set it out to be pretty damn well. Personally, I'm not very good at this game, but I found myself playing it over and over with very little frustration settling in. It's definitely a game fans of platformers and or speedrunners should try out. Umihara Kawase is the first in a trilogy and all three can be found on Steam bundled for $30. I haven't tried the other two sequels, though I am very well interested.